Good morning, guys. Welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Amy and I have been on a weight loss journey for the last couple of years following the Starch Solution and using the principles of calorie density. I am joined here by my little Romy, who has woken up with so much attitude this morning. It is ridiculous. You find me in a slightly crazy get up this morning because I decided not to get dressed. It's basically been a really crazy... You got a raspberry, that's yummy. It's been a really crazy 24 hours. My little boy Abe has had a really bad sickness bug, so he has been puking his guts up for the last 24 hours. And also Romy joined in suit halfway through the day yesterday as well, so it's been a tremendously difficult last 24 hours. Yes, so I can't really be bothered getting dressed this morning. It's just one of those days. I am so knackered because Romy's also just been wild and she was up last night like for hours and hours through the night, just like smacking my head and just like being a crazy baby. Yeah, so this is just going to be a really realistic day of eating. I'm not going to make fancy things. I'm going to keep it really basic because I don't have the mental capacity for anything. But what I am going to do this morning is I'm going to think about what I'm going to be making today, because I know as the day goes on, because they're not at school obviously, the day is going to get progressively crazier and crazier. James is obviously working. And we can't really go out because Abe's still feeling very fragile, so it's a day at home, and I know what that's going to be like. So I'm going to start the day by just thinking about what kind of food I'm having, and I was having a little thought that basically potatoes are the answer, because potatoes, if I just steamed up a bunch of potatoes, I could basically just eat potato related things all day long. My kids love potatoes, it's satisfying, but it's also nice and plain for Abe, and I've got loads of potatoes that need using up. So we're going to have a lot of potatoes. But first, I thought I'd start the day by doing a massive smoothie for my baby to try and replenish some hydration that he's missed, and also just to get loads of goodness in, including kale. Okay, so we're keeping this smoothie very simple. I've got 2 or 3 bananas in there. We're going to do frozen mango, frozen raspberries, and a little bit of this in here as well. And obviously loads of kale.
Yes.
I've also added in a couple of dates for sweetness and a splash of soy milk. You don't want any smoothie. Romy, would you like to have a little try? No. It's really yummy. No. No? Okay. I'll leave it there for you. Right, just going to give Abe a little bit, see how he gets on with it. So I'm still not dressed. I think this is one of those days where you just don't really get dressed and you just stay in your jammies, and that's okay. So Romy has been feeding, I think she's not feeling well, so she has been feeding from me non-stop. It's ridiculous. I haven't fed her this much in like a year or something. Anyway, I'm super hungry. So I need to get myself some food. It's about 10 o'clock. Abe is fast asleep on the couch. We were watching some like dinosaur documentary and then he wasn't up for that, so he just crashed. But I don't really have any energy to make any food, but I want to show you what I am going to be doing. I have got some leftover of that smoothie that I made earlier, and that's not really going to keep me satisfied, so I'm going to add a few extra bits to it to help bulk it out a little bit, and I'll show you that in a sec. Okay, so I'll tell you my smoothie strategy. You guys know that I want to be full and satisfied, so there are a few things that help me be full and satisfied when I'm having a smoothie. One of which is by adding some beans. So I've just defrosted these beans from the freezer. Oh, they smell actually amazing. I think Romy's going to share some of those with me as well. Oh, do you know what I was thinking? What would be really nice on this smoothie is if you did like sweet, crispy, air-fried beans on top of a smoothie. Oh my God, that'd be amazing. I don't think I can be bothered to do that. But I am also going to put in some oats, obviously, and then potentially like some chunks of apple, because you guys know, obviously, smoothies are fantastic, but what helps make you full and aware of your fullness is not just chugging a smoothie, but chewing a smoothie, or like chewing anything. Chewing really helps. So I'm going to add in some like apple to help me give more of a chewable texture than just having like a straight smoothie that you can just chug. So anyway, those are my strategies, and yeah. And I also realised I didn't really get many veggies in yesterday, so I want to make sure I prioritise that. So today I'm also going to be doing a massive, just big courgette soup. I think that'd be nice for Abe as well, and for Romy, just maybe if they get hungry. I don't really know, so let's just see. But first I am having a carob, a warm carob, because I'm just like, you know when other people are puking around you and you're not sure whether you feel the same way or whether you just feel like that because other people are puking around you? I'm just really not sure how I feel, but I do need food because Romy's feeding a lot, so it's a strange day. It's a strange day. Okay, I've just had to chop this apple one-handed whilst holding Romy because she is totally refusing to go down. My babies are just both in meltdown mode. Oh man, one of those days. I thought I would address a question that I had over my last one of my last videos, I think, just about staying consistent. I had a few messages from people basically saying that they've been eating this way for ages, following the starch solution. Oh, yeah. But they keep on falling off the wagon. They keep on ending up finding themselves eating loads of junk food. Do you want some apple? Yeah. And they're not able to stay consistent. So this is something that I struggled with for ages, because I knew about the starch solution long before I managed to actually switch to this way of eating. I'll tell you a few things that really helped me. So the first thing was learning to eat enough starch. So even though I knew about the starch solution and I had it in my mind that starches are good, blah, 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 I still was of the mentality that I needed to try and restrict my starch somewhat and really just load up on the fruit and veg in order to see weight loss. I would kind of neglect my starches and really focus on the fruit and veggies, leading me to be hungry and leading me to binge on whatever there was, because I wasn't truly trusting the whole process. I wasn't surrendering to the starch and saying, look, I can actually have as much starch as I want. So that could be where some people are potentially struggling. The other thing that I think is like so important is obviously setting up your environment for success. So if you are struggling to stay consistent and you've got a box of cookies in your kitchen, that's obviously not going to help you out. That's going to be looking at you every time you walk into the kitchen, and no matter how strong-willed you are, you're going to eat it eventually. I know if I have cookies in my kitchen, at some point, I'm going to eat it. Like today, when my kids are melting down and I'm feeling really stressed and I'm also feeling a bit under the weather, if somebody had a pack of Oreos, I'd have my face in it, wouldn't I? Of course I would. I'm a human being, so you don't need to feel bad about that. You over there, you want your bean now? Yeah. But the way I combat that is by not having a packet of cookies in my kitchen. In fact, I have nothing that resembles cookies in my kitchen. I have whole foods. That's basically it. I don't entertain any other stuff. Now, obviously, I know it's very tricky when you're living with other people who might have their own things in the house. So obviously, that's a completely separate thing. But I mean, if they are somebody supportive and somebody who loves you, you really need to have a deep, honest chat with them about how to make this way of eating work for you, to keep you going, keep you consistent. If it means they only have junk food outside the house when you're not there and they never bring it in, that would be a great option. Or maybe they lock it somewhere in a drawer up high with a padlock so you literally can't get into it, but they can have their snacks whenever they want it. Yeah, is it ready to eat? Okay, I was a bit naughty today. So I told you, if I had a packet of Oreos, I would be eating them right now. So remember I mentioned the crispy beans, the sweetened crispy beans. Anyway, I decided to do, and yes, I put some maple syrup in there because I needed something a little special in my life today, and that's okay. Which leads me to my third point, which is, do you love your food? If you don't enjoy your food, like thoroughly enjoy it, you're not going to be able to stay consistent, because we're talking about the rest of your life here. It's a bit hot, sweet pea. Mummy going to cool it down for you. So do you love your food? If you don't love your food, why is that? You only need really 10 recipes to have on rotation for the majority of the time. And then as time goes in, you can add in more. But find 10 truly incredible recipes that are quick, fantastic for weight loss, and most importantly, that you really love and really adore. And if you really love those recipes, you're going to be really happy and excited to eat them, and you're not going to be thinking about any other stuff. I get really excited about my food. Everything that I make, well, most things that I make, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I get to eat this. And when you have that level of excitement for the food that you're eating, you're not even going to be bothered about other stuff. So that's really helpful for me. aside from having regular day-to-day foods that you obviously eat, it's vital to have special treats. So have some special treats up your sleeve, some cookies, some cookie dough balls, some whatever it is that you love. I'm thinking about making a cheesecake soon. I think that'd be really fun. But like, there's loads of incredible things that you can do within the whole food world. So find some amazing recipes that like light a fire under you for like, when you're going out for a party or any of those kinds of times. And, obviously it goes without saying, be prepared when you leave the house. That's when a lot of people struggle. So if you're not taking food with you when you leave the house, it's going to be impossible to stay consistent. Yum. There you go, Romy. Do you love that, babes? Good girl. Anyway, so those are my top tips. There's obviously loads more things. But the main thing, because I've talked to a lot of people, the main thing that people struggle with in terms of consistency is not eating enough starch. So are you eating enough starch? You've got to get it in. And this smoothie is a prime example. I could have just had the smoothie, but I know I would be hungry afterwards. So I'm adding loads of goodness into here. The other thing in terms of being satisfied is, for me, starches are incredibly satisfying, but next level satisfaction is legumes. Like beans and lentils take me to the next level. So are you including loads of beans and lentils into your life? Most of not being consistent has to do with the environment as opposed to you. So have a look at your environment and see when are the moments when you seem to drift away from your consistency. Is it at home? Is it at home when your husband's got his snacks out? Is it when you're out and about at parties? Like, when are those moments? And try and think about how you can put strategies in place to clean up that environment, what you could do in those specific moments to really try and think back. Maybe a food journal would be helpful, so you can kind of go back and have a look over the course of the last few months as to when that actually happened. Because sometimes we can forget things. I forget things all the time. Here you go. Anyway, let's make the smoothie bowl. So I'm outside and I was taking a photo. I thought I may as well show you in the light. So this is my bulked out smoothie bowl. This is how I make a smoothie satisfying. I've got my beans, I've got my oats, got my crunchy apples. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to keep me full for ages. So I'm going to go and dig into this. Romy's really enjoying the crunchy beans, so I think I'm going to make her some more. And then I've just been tidying up our bedroom upstairs because it looks mental. It really has it's gotten out of control, especially over the last few days. So let's go and do that together. And then I need to call a builder to fix our wall. Lots of fun things today. Wow, guys, it's an amazing smoothie. Those beans is what makes it really special, which I can see why Romy's loving them. So I just did cinnamon maple syrup, air fried them for about 10 minutes. You want some more? Yeah, all right, my love. Okay, try it out. Game changer. So I have actually managed to have a bath, but I am feeling a little queasy. So I'm not really in the mood for any food yet. It's about 2:30, but I am going to make my baby something gentle because they're still like kind of on the edge. So I thought the best thing would be just to get like some hydration in there, so a little bit of flavour. And Abe's loving frozen stuff. He was eating some ice cubes yesterday, so I'm gonna do some frozen mango and some cucumber for them, just to like get something in their little systems and see if that works. And I may join them with a bit of frozen mango. I'm not quite sure. It does sound appealing, but I will have to wait and see. I'll let you know if I eat anything. So for Romy, I just slice up the frozen mango into like tiny little thin slivers so that she can enjoy it, because she loves it. It's kind of like ice cream. She just has a great time with it. And I think I am actually going to have myself a nice little bowl of frozen mango. Today's obviously not your typical day of eating, but I thought it's still worth including what I eat on a day where it's not a typical day of eating and when everyone's feeling a bit rubbish, because we still keep it whole food, plant-based, even when we're not feeling well. Especially when we're not feeling well. That's the moment we want to get in as much goodness as possible. Okay, again, so I'm keeping it very gentle for the baby. So that's for Romy, that's for Abe. Let's see if they can do this. I am going to do myself a little bowl of frozen mango. There we go. And for tonight, I was going to do potatoes, but I actually fancied something ricey instead. So, and James has just nipped to the shop. So we're going to have easy Mexi bowl with like some rice and some sweet corn and some whatever, if we even eat anything. I mean, who knows at this point. So about 3:30 and I'm starting to feel a little bit hungry and I'm not feeling queasy anymore, so that's really good, moving in the right direction. So James just been to the shops, he's picked up loads of oranges and that actually sounds amazing. So I'm going to just slice them up and I'm going to have some oranges and I'm going to have some frozen mango because I didn't manage to have any before because Abe stole them. So he's eating and I'm thrilled. My babies are on the mend, yay! But anyway, let's put together a little fresh kind of platter and omelette. You guys know Romy has to be involved in every activity. Oh, are you going to help me with some slicing? Yeah. Okay, first let's slice some cucumbers. Yeah, I'm fancying something sweet and like something like a cookie, but I'm not quite sure what to go for. I'm wondering whether to do like a chickpea cookie dough or something, or whether to just go full cookie and try and do like oat banana cookie or something, maybe. I'm not quite sure. Basically, my period's just started, and you know when you're in the mood for something sweet and something tasty. That's how I'm feeling. You can eat that one if you want. So that is why I'm starting with some really fresh, low calorie density, hydrating goodness. Okay, so there we go. A massive, huge, fresh platter. 1.5 oranges, like a third of a cucumber and some mango. You don't want the orange? All right, then, babe. When you're not feeling well, it's really hard to find the balance between fresh stuff and then like starchy stuff, because I don't know how much starchy stuff I'm going to be in the mood for. So starting with the fresh, keeping it simple. Romy wants to slice everything. We've got loads of food out there. She's just desperate to slice. She may be a chef one day, I think. Do you want some mango? So me and the babies have basically been hibernating on this snuggly couch for the last 48 hours. And we've been doing not much apart from chatting and sleeping. So this is the state of everything. I thought I would just show you guys so you can get a real life insight. But at least Romy and I have had a bath. Abe, you need to have a bath pronto, mister, don't you? Do you want a nice bath later? Yeah. How are you feeling now, puppy? Good. Oh, look at him. He's just a little head peeking out of a big duvet. But at least he's eaten, and at least I'm eating, and this fresh stuff is really hitting the spot, actually. I was just thinking, a lot of the time when people aren't feeling well, they have a tendency to just splurge out and have, you know, kind of unhealthier stuff. You want to say? But really, if I'd eaten something super oily and greasy right now, I'm pretty sure that would be making me feel really super queasy. But the fact that I'm nourishing myself with really lovely, hydrating, fresh foods, I'm feeling so much better because of that. So basically, food is medicine. And when you're feeling rubbish, that's the most important time to give yourself the most nourishing food you possibly can to make yourself feel better. We have like a mega rainstorm en route, and Romy is just standing at the door and she's totally fascinated. She's never been aware of a storm before, and she's just listening into the sky and she's like, oh my God, should I be scared or is this amazing? It's really funny to watch her go. Romy, what do you think? Do you like it, Roms?
Yeah.
Do you like the sky?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that rain? Can you say rain? Oh, is it going, does it sound like an elephant in the sky? Yeah. She always goes for an elephant. There's a big elephant in the sky, that's right. Wow. Do you love elephants? What does an elephant say? Oh, clever Romy. I think Romy's knackered, so I have just come to get myself something else because I didn't end up having anything after my fresh stuff. I wasn't really in the mood for anything else after the fresh stuff, but I am in the mood for something warm. So I've got myself another warm little carob. Oh my God, listen to that. It's amazing. And I'm still having to use the Oatly stuff for my carob because soya just curdles. So my brother was going to try and get me a milk maker from America, but he didn't have a chance to do that because it was a fleeting visit and stuff. So I actually need to buy one now. So I need to spend some time to do that. You guys know I mentioned I do not enjoy online shopping. It stresses me out totally. But I need to try and find a milk maker, and I know you guys left loads of comments, so I need to go back to that video, have a look at your comments, and then choose one and buy it and just be decisive, because I want to make my own soy milk and hopefully it doesn't curdle. Let me know if you guys who have a milk maker, if you've got good soy milk results that doesn't curdle in stuff like coffee, or I don't know why it's curdling in the carob, because it doesn't curdle in cocoa powder, so I'm not really sure what's going on there, but basically I want to continue having carob. I don't want it to be curdled. I also may be trapped on the couch for a couple of hours because Romy didn't go to sleep. And so I thought something really nice and fresh, and also that to give me that sweetness would be some lovely grapes. So I'm going to take these through with me. Anyway, Abe's calling, gonna go. I've got my dinner and I'm just about to stuff my face. I didn't really film it because firstly, I was filming it over for Instagram, and secondly, James and I were just chatting and chilling in the kitchen, which we haven't done for ages, and it was really nice, so I didn't want to just pull out the camera. Anyway, let me show you what I've got, because I'm excited about it. I'm not feeling queasy anymore, and I'm now mega hungry to make up for my lack of eating today. So this is what I've got. It is a quick and easy burrito mixy kind of style bowl thing, I guess. Got like a cup of rice, half a cup of black beans, some sweet corn, some tomatoes, some frozen mango, a full bag of lettuce underneath, and the star of the show is the dressing. I am in love with this dressing. It is so incredibly delicious. So basically, let me talk you through it. So it is about half a cup of my homemade yogurt, my soy yogurt, and then had like all the end stalky bits of coriander, which is what you guys call cilantro over in the States. Then I just did loads of garlic, lemon juice, some white wine vinegar and some salt, and just blitzed that up, and oh my gosh, it is amazing. You could just smother this on basically everything, and it's really packs a lot of flavour. So I'm super pleased that I have found loads of new things that I can do with my yogurt, and that is one of my favourites. Leave those chickpeas alone, you little sausage. Anyway, I'm going to go dig into this incredibly delicious feast. It is huge. I'm excited. I did also make myself something extra in case I fancied it, because I wasn't quite sure which direction I was going to go. So I've made a really quick courgette and potato and onion soup. So if I fancy something else, I'll have that, or if I wanted something like a bit warming or whatever, I could have that later. Anyway, right now let's dig into this, because this is going to be, oh my gosh, amazing. Hey guys, that dressing is amazing. In fact, we need more dressing. I didn't think I could be able to make this kind of creamy dressing without using like cashews or hemp seeds or something, but the soy yogurt, it works for almost everything. Yum. Anyway, it's Friday night, and regardless of whether people are not feeling well, I'm going to persevere, and we're going to have family movie night, so we're going to go do that. I'll let you know if I eat anything else. I did have an extra bowl of mango that I didn't show you whilst I was on the couch. James and I were discussing different personality types, because he's done a full personality breakdown at work, and it's so fascinating. So yeah, I'm really curious to find out what I am now. Let me know if you guys know your personality type down below. Obviously, there's loads of different tests you could do, but it is really fascinating. Just think about how you interact with other people, your relationships in your life, like what you do for your work and stuff. Like, yeah, it's super interesting. Anyway, we're gonna head and let's go eat.